for things like, do you have an emergency fund? No, not right now. Okay. Do you have any financial goals in the next 5 years? Okay. Yeah, those are good goals. How much debt do you have? I'm sorry, did you hear me? Yeah, I was just wondering, how much debt do you have? Aside from, I'm assuming you have a mortgage. Okay. What other debts do you have? Oh, you don't know. You've never added it up. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? Let me see. If you don't mind, I happen to have a debt detector. So, I'm assuming that you probably have debt. I'm not sure, but because you can't really tell me. Oh, you do have debt. You just don't know how much. Okay. Well, that's definitely not unusual. So, let me see. I have it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I know. It looks like a flashlight, but it's actually a debt detector. I have this overwhelming ability to see dead people. And so I'm not saying that you have a lot of debt. I'm just saying I think we could use this to, identify how much debt you have. It would be a beginning, right? It would be a start. Okay, so this will only take a second. Just kind of look up a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, I think, I'm not exactly sure, but I think I see like about a $2,500 credit card right there. Does that sound about right? Okay. Yeah, there's $2,500 there. And let me look over here. Oh, I think I see about $3,500 over here. Yeah, not sure. Let me try over here. Okay. All right. Well, let me just take a note or two here for just a second. And wait, just hold on a second. Can you look over this way a little bit? Yeah. Sorry, I'll just be a minute. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, just no, relax. No worries, no worries. Okay. restriction of credit card debt. Am I making sense? Okay. Alright, so I have a plan of action for you. And it really just consists of two things. Number one, I want you to commit to me right now that you will not continue to use your credit cards. Can you do that for me? Based on the numbers you gave me and your budget, it looks like, just a preliminary look, it looks like this is not an income problem for you at all. This is more of a spending problem. I haven't even looked at your credit cards to see what you're spending on. Can you tell me right now, what kinds of things are you spending your money on? Why are you allowing this credit card debt to go so high? Okay. Well, those sound like frivolous expenses, or items, I should say, that you're spending on. Would you agree? Okay. So I want you right now to commit to not spending anymore because you've got room in your budget. You have enough income coming in. You can pay your expenses. So you have to commit right now to not spending anymore. Okay, so I have that commitment from you, right? Okay, that's number one. Number two, we're going to need to take the income that you do have coming in. We'll look at your budget. We'll get a little closer, deeper dive into the numbers. Based on what you shared with me, you've got extra money going on that you have no idea where it's going, right? So we're going to look at all of your credit card debt that you have, and we're going to figure out how to pay that down, not only in the quickest way possible, but also in a way that makes you feel powerful. It's not always about the